word legend is thrown around all the word legend is thrown around all the time, but in this case, I really mean it. Breaking Into is next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking Into.
You guys know that song. Sound familiar to you? Yes. A little bit, right? Yeah, this song, you know this song. This is the original version, folks, of the song. Express Yourself, of course. Hi, welcome to another edition of Breaking Into, and I'm your host, James Lott Jr. I'm so glad you could join us today. I have a great guest, like I always do. Like I said before, this guy is a legend in the music industry, and I'm so glad to have him with me. You can follow us on iTunes, you can follow us on SoundCloud, you can follow us on YouTube, Breaking Into, and my Breaking Into Facebook page, of course. My guest today was part of the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. I said it all in one sentence.
The leader of the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band.
That's right, kids.
And
the
most
leader.
people never get it right. You got it right.
God, my geez, I got that correct. And he's worked with lots of people, done lots of things in this industry. The latest things he has a CD called Something to Make You Feel Good, and it does make you feel good, and his book Up From Where We Come, which is a very interesting title. In the book, I read the book.
All right.
We're going to talk about it. It's very interesting, very relevant today. He's a great guy, and we're going to just talk about him. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today. Mr. Charles Wright.
All right.
How you doing, sir?
Great.
Yeah, you look sharp.
Oh.
So you folks on the podcast, you can't see it, watch the video. He looks sharp today. I feel underdressed.
Oh, don't say that. You looking good.
Thank you. I'm trying to hold it down a little bit.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Life is good. You're blessed.
I am.
Beyond belief.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, better than I thought it would be at this point in my life. Yes.
Is it when we're younger, you don't really think past certain ages.
Yeah.
And then when you get to those certain ages, you're like, oh, okay, here I am. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I wrote Express Yourself, I had no idea to what extent it would advance my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think you'd still be working in the business like putting out albums, and you still later on? Did you think that at all back then, or no? Just kind of.
I was hoping to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that my band would be by this time as tight and as prolific as Count Basie.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, in today's in that market, young people don't be thinking about sticking together like they should.
They don't.
Which is our major problem.
It's funny, I've interviewed several older bands on this show, and that's one of the things they bring up. Where the bands, nowadays it's all about me, and I'm going solo, and I'm doing this, and it's that whole village isn't there.
Absolutely.
And the older bands, they stick together, they get tighter, you're a family.
Yeah, we used to work with Count Basie in the same stage with him, and let me tell you, they were so tight, they breathed together, everything they did, their phrasing was so immaculate. And I was hoping my band was coming like that, but there was some dissension in there, some jealousy, and a one me, like you said.
Yeah.
So that kind of screwed things up.
Isn't that kind of almost like what happens with our people, period, these days, where it's like, if I always say this, if we really got together,
whoa.
That's all I gotta say. We really got together.
Whoa, that's all we need to do.
That's all we need. I mean, seriously, if we really got together,
there
would be some interesting things that would happen that would change.
Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything that we, like our television, our motion pictures, every time you see that bad guy coming, it's black.
I know.
So you learn in time to hate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is all actually happening here. Mm-hmm. If we could turn that around, but we can't turn it around because we don't run the industry, but we can turn the damn television off.
Yes, we could. That is very true.
Yeah.
We do have power together in numbers if we really...
But that word together, that's the key.
It's funny how some other races do pull together. And they say sometimes because of language, they have a common language. We don't have a common language.
They don't have the things going against them that we have. I mean, why you think the police are scared of us shooting us down in the streets? Because same thing I just told you about, we're being programmed out of the system. They brought us here to pick cotton. And we don't realize that they don't need us anymore.
Right. That's a powerful statement, actually.
Yeah.
That's you. I couldn't pick cotton. I got soft hands. I've seen some cotton film. I was like, that stuff hurts.
You came along with me, you would have picked some cotton.
Oh God, I have more respect for people. You guys who do that. 'Cause I'm like, because my stepdad, who just turned 80 a few weeks ago, said he used in South Carolina, and they used to pick cotton before he went to school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that stuff's hard. Oh my God.
Before he went to school.
Before school.
At least he went to school.
Yeah, at least went to school, right? Isn't that funny?
Yeah, because.
But that to me is all indicative that we nowadays don't really get how hard it was for our ancestry, who were strong and continue to, nowadays. Now, like I said, it's just me.
Up from where we've come.
Yeah.
I could put a question mark on
right.
today.
Right.
It really, but the fact of the matter is that they don't realize what we went through for them to be going through what they're going through today. In order for the progress that we've made for our children and our grandchildren. Unfortunately, now it seems like our children, we're not looking out for our children like we used to. We used to do everything so our children could be educated, and because we knew what it was like to be uneducated and picking cotton. So we were trying to do everything for our children, make sure our children elevate above where we were. But nowadays, it's so hard to make it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons. And people just not reasoning anymore like they used to. And our children, one thing that bothers me most is our ability to call each other nigger.
Exactly.
What the hell do we think we're doing?
I know. We're not taking the word back. None of that stuff's not happening. It's perpetuating the whole thing all over again every time we use it.
And now everybody else getting it where they feel comfortable.
I know, hello.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't do all that. I never used the word myself. It's one thing. I never used the word minority. I took that out of my vocabulary. We're not minor.
We're not. Oh, I love the way you
like
put
that?
it, James.
I'm not minor. What are you talking about? I'm 6 feet tall and 250 pounds. I know I'm not minor.
Definitely major.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not some small thing. But as a people, we're not minor. Minor to what?
Yeah.
I understand that at all. So I took that out of my vocabulary. So I do not say minority. I am a person of color, maybe, or I'm black. I don't say minority. That's done. And I also say that I carry my ancestry on my shoulders and it's not heavy.
Beautiful.
It's not heavy. I know what they went through to get me here at this table to sit here and talk to you.
Yeah, you do, but a whole lot of us don't. Yeah.
So we got to work that out. So talk about some of your history. We're going to flash a couple of albums that he had back in the day when he was with the Watts on the Street Band, Rhythm Band. A couple of your big albums. And, of course, the song Express Yourself came out of that whole time period.
Yes.
You had done doo-wop and stuff before that.
Yeah.
So Express Yourself. Tell me about that song. Because it's a song that stands the test of time. Tell me about that.
It's a godsend. We had a hit record called Do Your Thing. And we were performing that at Texas A&M one night. And the song comes to an abrupt end. So when it ended, they kept stomping and clapping and stomping and clapping. I don't know what made me say it, man, except for God.
Yeah.
I said, express yourself. They went wild.
All right.
I said it again, they went even wilder. So I tried to make up a song right there, but it just wasn't working.
God was working for him, not that hard just yet. He's like, I gave you a name. Well, I'm going to do all that. I'm not doing all that right now.
Ain't you got no appreciation?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I gave you a title. Now work it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, since it wasn't working, I quit, stopped the whole thing, and we left the bandstand, and I went to the hotel that night. I started working on the lyrics. Yeah. And by the time I got home, the next day about noon, got off plane at LAX, I had finished the lyrics. Oh, went home, worked on the rhythms and stuff. And The rest of it is history.
What is it? Just give me a glimpse. What does it feel like when your song is a hit? Is it you're on the top of the world? It's just like crazy. Are you nervous? What does it mean?
Depends.
Because you have several hits, but how does it feel?
Well, it feels good, except there are things that happen. Like, for instance, when this song, we used to go in the studio to record, and when we went to record this song, the other guitar player wouldn't play it like I wanted him to play it. I'd tell him exactly what I want.
Wow.
Because my music is kind of mathematical.
Yeah.
And he get to playing, and after a while he get the chugga chugga chugga. So I snuck in one Sunday afternoon without him.
Okay.
I took the bass player and the drummer
Yeah.
and myself, and we went in and cut the track. I brought it back home that Monday, and I played the tape for the guys, my horn section. I wanted them to play on it. I wanted to teach them the horn parts. We don't want to play on this, man. It's a piece of junk.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they didn't want to play on it.
Wow.
So I had to threaten them. I said, well, I used to work in the studio all the time. So I said, I'm going to get some of my studio buddies, and we're going to have some fun. And so they grumbled, and they started playing, and they played it. And then I took it to the president of the record company.
Yeah.
He said, nah, man, that's junk.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I said, man, put the record out. It's a hit record. He said, yeah, you better not be wrong. So he put the record out. I had the first copy, 2 copies, sent to me. We were in Detroit in a club. Detroit, working for a disc jockey who owned the club.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I gave the disc jockey one of them. He went in his office, he played, and came out and says, I think you made a mistake this time, Charles.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, well, I'm going to play it because you guys doing such a good job for me here, but I don't think so.
Wow.
And that happened to me too many times with that song.
Okay.
And I should feel proud after a hit.
Yes.
But then the guys in the group, they can't look at me in the eye anymore, so they all get dark glasses.
yeah.
And I'm used to playing with them, looking at the eye and having fun.
Yeah.
So, it has its drawbacks too,
Yeah. I love hearing these kind of stories because you're telling me people are rejecting the song along the way.
Yeah.
And now it's a long time hit.
Yeah, well, the problem is, I think, most people, even my band, because we started out playing top 40.
Oh, yeah.
Even when we did Do Your Thing, I brought it home. It made it up on the stage that night, okay?
Yeah.
Because we had Warner Brothers back a truck up to the club. So I brought it home that Monday and I played it for him. And no, man, I don't want my name associated with that, man. No, that ain't nothing, man. Problem is, not a problem really. Most people, if it ain't something they heard before,
That's true.
they can't adjust to it.
Yes.
They don't know what it is until you prove.
I agree.
That it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it is proving, especially in this business. It's all about proving something because they want the tried and true. They want the money maker, the one that's going to give them the money for sure. Even though nothing's a sure thing, but they think what's going to make the money or make the hit.
That's so unfortunate. I used to be an A&R man when I was 19.
Oh, then okay.
For a record company, and I used to hear these hits.
Wow.
And I bring them to my boss, and he turned them down. So one day I told him, I said, I can hear these hits, man. I'm bringing them to you. You keep turning them down. He said, well, I'll tell you something, Charles. If you give me 1 or 2 and they don't make it, you're out of a job.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, I couldn't hear hits no more.
Oh, that's so funny. I understand that one. I understand that. I'll be a job.
So I understand these guys are sitting behind the desk.
Yeah.
And no, they're sitting behind the desk. They start out trying to be a musician. They sell for this desk job.
Yeah.
And they scared shitless.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah, they are. Exactly.
So you bring them something, they don't know what they're listening to.
Yeah, I got it.
If they didn't hear it yesterday somewhere else
that's
on
true.
the radio,
That's true.
you got a problem.
And we also, and time and time again, we learn, though, and even in movies, TV, copycats and things that sound like a hit a lot of times do not make it. I mean, they do something and they can go either direction. They can go totally flop.
Yeah.
And then the new thing you never heard before becomes this huge hit. Like, oh my God, like where'd that come from?
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember when every week, it's got Hunter Hancock.
Okay.
Used to play records on KGFJ. And that's, matter of fact, I started listening to his show. That's how I really got involved in this music, because he played the best black music to come out. Every week, something different would come out. And every week, bam, listen to that. You know? And you don't have to hear it 10 times to know that's it. Man, I want that. You go to the record store and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the greed and the power lurking people who want to be powerful don't know what the hell they listen to anyway.
Yeah.
Have come into the business and killed it.
Yeah, I understand that. I agree with that.
Yeah, because the pure music aspect of it is no longer in accordance, because they play what they want to play. They pay somebody to play this.
Yes.
And they playing it because they're getting paid for it, and not because it's good.
Yeah, that's very true. Things have changed a lot. And it's a monopoly now. There's like, 3 or 4 companies anyway that run everything in the music industry nowadays. It's not like it used to be.
And they're not pushing music necessarily. No. They push this music and they're all right, but what they do is they got the artists got to look a certain way so they can sell tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Hats,
Oh, yeah.
Every goddamn thing else.
Yes. Which, of course, we're not mad at too much, but I get what you're saying. It's like you say now you're selling a brand, not just the song or the album or the band, or and
they wear you out. They wear that artist out. Go to the next one.
Well, you pay me to do so, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Right.
But I was trying to keep my integrity too at the same time.
All right.
Okay, so now, of course, we can't just talk about this and not talk about N.W.A. And what happened there? I mean, is it flattering though that they just went to town on your song on some level?
There's a story that I tell sometimes.
Yes. Tell it here. Tell it now.
Well,
it's just us two talking. No one's here.
My son lives in San Diego. He called me one day, and this was at a time when my royalties had all dried up.
Oh, wow. So it does happen then.
Yeah, and I needed money desperately. Matter of fact, I was looking for a truck driving job.
Wow.
And the man turned me down, told me, I'm not, after he found out who I was, I'm not going to give you this job. Really? So shortly after that, my son calls. Dad, you got a hit record. I said, I don't know nothing about it. I'm listening to the radio. I ain't heard it. He said, they just selling it out of the trunk of their car. I said, N.W.A. I said, I don't know nothing about it. So, I didn't take it seriously. When we got off the phone, I just hung up the phone and went on about my business. He called me back again a couple of days later. Dad, I said, okay, I'm going to go to the record store and see what's happening, see if they got any records down there, if they're selling records. So I walk out of my door, and the little guy lived next door to me, and his jalopy come up. He's playing Express Yourself by N.W.A. on a cassette tape in his car. So I go over to his car, and I said, man, that's my song. He said, man, you old school. This is new stuff. This is the newest stuff out, man. You driving Charles. I said, man, this is my song. I said, man, you old school. I said, let me see that tape. So he takes his tape, give me a tape box, and he give it to me, and we'll show him who wrote the song. And I read on there, Express Yourself by Ice Cube, written by Ice Cube.
Yes.
So I said, I'm going to show him who wrote the song. He said, I told you, man, that wasn't your song.
Wow. interesting.
So I get the company name and everything off of the record, and off the tape, and I go and I call the company, and they told me, the lady told me, I told them I didn't think they could get away with this.
Wow.
So she gave me Ice Cube's number, and I called Ice Cube, and we worked it out.
Okay. Well, it's one of those things. I guess they thought. I mean, but your song was a hit, so I'm like, it wasn't like some obscure song from 1942 that they just went and said, "Oh, no one will know what's going on here." What's going? I mean, like,
yeah, it was the only radio-friendly record they had on that album because everything else was talking about fuck the police and all that.
Yes, of course. Yes, we know what N.W.A. stands for anyway. So yes.
All right.
But you know, like we already know what it stands for. But the thing is, like, it's not some obscure song that like some person who's never had a hit put it out there and he said he's lifted it from that. He lifted it from a hit.
Yeah, I know.
And you could prove it. Like, you could easily prove it. Like, hello, it's my song.
Yeah, ain't no other song like it.
No.
Not really, yeah.
Wow. So, but he was cool about to say, okay, let's just work this out. And
well, he had to back out of that.
yes.
You know.
So what was done? Was your name added on to as songwriter? So then you started getting.
Yes.
Okay.
But from that day on, he's kind of stayed away from me. So they're all. I never even met him.
Wow. I was going to ask my next question. So you ever met them? No.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
And they came right down to Compton and did their movie.
Yes.
They could have invited me. They didn't. They did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I don't believe in too much anyway. But they could have invited me. And they didn't.
Yeah.
So that's the truth about N.W.A.
That's crazy. Well, your son heard something.
Yeah, well, I would eventually heard it.
Yeah, I know. It was a hit for them too.
And kicked some butt, yeah.
But it's just funny. But here's what's funny about how God works. So you're like, I need some money. I am getting down to the, I'm like, and this comes along.
Yeah, but shortly after that, Nike come up with a commercial, and then before I know it, I got
so you're rich.
With Burger
King. You got money, don't you? You're rich, aren't you?
Shut up.
Come on, that's my answer. I got my answer right there. Commercials are where the money's at. And that song's been in a lot of commercials.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Movies
too.
Yeah,
exactly. Because again, it's a timeless song. I mean, all kidding aside, it's a song
Thank God for it.
Yeah, he gave it to you.
Yeah.
And his gift keeps on giving. But you've worked with a lot of people. You put out a lot of. You have a big discography. You put out a lot of albums. What was it like doing this latest one? What was it like doing that for you now? What's recording and stuff like for you?
Unfortunately, we've lost black radio. Period.
Yeah.
This is one of the best albums I ever made. I've made a lot of albums.
You have, yes.
This is one of the best albums I've ever made, consistently, tune for tune.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not getting the airplay that I should be getting on it. I'm probably not getting any airplay on it, really.
Yeah.
I get airplay, but not enough for it to generate a hit album.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad about that. But I'm now my publicity agent. Don't tell her.
We'll say anything. Just talk.
She's trying to get me to do some hip hop stuff.
Oh my God. I did not say do hip hop. I didn't say do hip hop. Add little beats up in there. And make it relevant. That's all. Just to bring one song a little relevant.
I'm playing devil's advocates. I like your publicist anyway. I love her. So, here's the thing. I had Loose Ends in here the other day, and Loose Ends was big back in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
They had Stop the Rain and they had a bunch of hits. And they did the LA Soul Music Festival that was here recently.
Okay.
And it was all just R&B acts. So my point I'm getting to is that it's really hard because I'm like, where is on radio just a good old-fashioned, with new music, good old-fashioned R&B station that just plays regular R&B and soul music, soul singer, but not about classics, but just regular, up-to-date. Because people are still doing it.
But it's probably, that station's probably on Mars now.
I guess there's people like Loose Ends who put out music, Let Us See, Layla Hathaway. They're putting out soul R&B music.
Are they getting played?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. Where is that station where we get to hear it?
We have methodically been discontinued. we created this.
Hello. Yeah.
We brought this to this side of the world. When we first started, white people came out in droves protesting. They didn't want nobody, their children, to hear this nigger jungle music.
Right.
And next thing you know, we got Elvis Presley, and we got all kind of white acts trying to infiltrate.
Pat Boone, they're all doing that kind of stuff.
Whether they could do it or not.
Right.
You know, you got the radio stations, at that time, they pushed them out there in front of us until they could finally come to the point now that they feel that they don't need us anymore, just like in the cotton field. You know, they've taken our craft and actually they haven't taken it
Right.
surface-wise they
Yes.
have.
Yes.
Because you can't walk in another man's shoes and sing his blues. You gotta do an assimilation of it. And that's what our children are doing. They're not doing our music. They putting it through a computer.
Yeah.
And they're doing an assimilation of our music. Has no heart, has no soul, because machine has no heart.
No.
So we're now, this affects us, not just physically, but mentally. We are now at a standstill mentally because black people have always had great music. That's one thing we've had from eons.
Oh, I'd explain to somebody. We created country. We created rock and roll.
Right, country, that's right.
And we're the only people who created a new genre of music, which is rap and hip hop. No one else. In the last 30 years, nothing strictly new in music has come out.
Yeah.
There's been strains of different kinds of music, but
Yeah.
rap is the first fully formed new music in the last 50 years that was from black people.
We were forced to do that. Every genre of music we come up with from country. The country music, the man that invented country music, they took him off the circuit, put him in what they call that place where they have music on Saturday nights at Hall.
The Grand Ole Opry? No,
Grand Ole Opry.
yeah.
They put him in charge of being the DJ
Yeah.
at the Grand Ole
Yeah.
Opry, and they
Yeah.
took that music. The blues. I remember when nobody else would even think of trying to
Right.
do the blues. So all of a sudden, you get one guy that can halfway do it right,
Yes.
and then they take that completely.
Right.
We had Jimi Hendrix, a phenomenon. When once they got rid of Jimi Hendrix, here come all of them. Then, and they got to go in all their stances and they that noise they're making. Nobody can touch what Jimi Hendrix did. They can. So we are, everything we come up with is being taken from us. And I had somebody this morning on the computer asking, how can somebody come along and take what you do, and you were here eons before they were. They come along and suddenly they're running everything. How does that happen? And why does that happen? And what about us that we allow that to happen all the time? I think it's basically because we are actually a friendly, good-hearted, good-natured type of a people, and we don't suspect nothing ever until it's too late. And I remember when guys used to come to me, honest to God, hey man, can you teach me how to play rock and roll? And I said, yeah, come on, man. And I started teaching them. Next thing I know, this guy done went and got, we started off with both got imps about this big.
Yeah.
He went and got one this
Oh,
big.
geez. There you go. Yeah.
And then after a while, he gets one bigger. And next thing you know, we playing together and he's overpowering me.
Oh, wow. What a great metaphor there.
Yep. So,
You know, I was a big Prince fan.
Prince was great.
And we talk about somebody who also fought for the craft and fought for black people.
Yep.
To like own your masters of your music. When he wrote "Slave" on his face, I totally got it. When he did that whole thing, I got it.
All right.
Because he was like, I want to do music, whatever kind I want to, and real music, with real instruments and real talent.
Yes.
That they were trying to fight him on. They were trying to hold him down. And Prince was like one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah.
And they were trying to hold him down because he wasn't like Michael Jackson, who was like, I'm friendly and I just want to be a star.
Yeah.
You know, Prince was like, I'm about the music, I'm about the culture of the music.
Yeah.
And he really respected his elders, and he really wanted to play, and they kept trying to fight him down. I always think about Prince, I mean, where he rests in peace, that he really was like a person who fought for like what you're saying.
They finally got him down.
You know, there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad about that. I mean, he's just a talent that's just...
It happens all the time. Yeah, too often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you? Because you've lived a long time. I've lived a long time, not as long as you, but I've lived a long time myself.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, you're probably younger than I am inside, I'm sure. How does it feel being a black man right now for you? Because you've seen it all. I mean, you've been through the whole gamut. How does it feel like for you? 'Cause it feels different for me these days, but how does it feel for you?
I'm totally frustrated.
That's perfect. Yes.
Yeah. I this morning. Well, last week, all week long, we were dealing with the situation in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for these tapes, these videos. So they released 2 of them that didn't quite give us the whole thing. We
Right.
well enough to know that this man was murdered.
Yes.
And they're supposed to give us another one, another 2 or 3 the next day or so. Then all of a sudden, bam, all you saw was Hillary Clinton and Donald Duck.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
From Friday, maybe even Thursday on through Sunday and Monday. No mention at all about what's going on over there, about these videos. And today, I'm looking at this little girl. She can't be no more than 6 years old, crying, saying, we're tired of these white folks wiping out our people, the police killing our people. See this child.
She knows it already. She knows
it. So we are right now almost back here.
Yeah, when I read your book, I'm like, it's very relevant today, this book.
Yeah, the thing about...
The mentality and everything.
Yeah, but we don't even know about this.
Right.
So that's why, another thing I said, why things happen to us and we don't have no control of it, don't know what to do about it. Because we don't even know what we've been through. We done forgot we think Martin Luther King freed the slaves. I mean, we're kind of in trouble.
I know. Yeah, we are in trouble.
Yeah. So, which is one reason I published this book.
Yeah.
So if you want to know how I feel as a black man today, sometimes I feel hopeless. But there's an inner strength in me that keeps me going anyhow.
Yeah.
Because I know how great we are. And that's the reason, one of the reasons people are always trying to knock us back down, because we have, why did they take country and western music? Who did they take it from? Who did they take jazz from? Who did they take the blues from? Who did they take, all these genres of music, they're all the same basically, but what happens is every time we get a foothold, 20 years into that foothold, they change the name. They do the same thing with they call us colored, nigger, Negro, and
Afro.
And then they give it, every 20, 30 years, they water us down and then so I go to my mother and I say, Mama, I'm not no Negro no more. I'm black. And she gets angry.
Yeah.
Boy, what are you talking about? You black? You crazy? Well, you African American? You Negro?
Yes.
So they keep us split up and fragmented.
That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah. And so I'm constantly fighting against the fragmentation.
Yeah, me too.
I know you are.
Yeah, I have conversations with black men all the time of all different ages, and sometimes I get so angry, like, because sometimes they're perpetuating what they're taught.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, we're all black. You believe that? Like,
Yeah,
really, you believe that?
yeah.
You know, and it's really tough. It's really tough because, like I said, I've been on this earth almost 50 years, and I'm like, I've seen a bunch of stuff too myself.
Yeah.
I've had cops pull things on me 2 years ago. I mean, I'm a grown man doing nothing,
Yo,
and I had guns in my back, so I know how it is.
But you ain't the only one.
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I
And
bet you every black man in here
Right.
has been accosted by the
Yeah.
police. Yeah.
And that's what's so sad. I get to tell people all the time. It's just now it's being televised.
Yeah.
It's always been going on.
Yes.
Just
But-
now we have phones and stuff.
But I have a theory, though, that really the truth of the matter is there's too many people, and especially policemen, don't want to see that black family in the White House.
Yeah.
And I think since President Obama became president, it's gotten worse. I've been saying it for 3 or 4 years. I hope he get on out of the office.
He's going. No, he's going.
There ain't no reason that all those people getting killed in Chicago, his hometown.
Yeah.
You know, that's obviously a conspiracy of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is all them black people in Chicago getting killed? That's Barack's hometown.
Mm-hmm.
That's our president's hometown. So they're striking back with all they got.
Well, you know what happens? I mean, I always tell people all the time, when they let you come through and then you decide to speak out like Jesse Williams or Beyonce, even Beyonce got pulled back because it was like, no, girl, we let you through. You're like one of the good black folks. We made you famous. You got all this money. You married Jay-Z, and like you talk about lemonade. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're doing formation at the Super Bowl. They're like, they went crazy.
Yeah.
Let you have blonde hair and shit. Like, what's going on? And now you're black. Where'd that come from? You know, Jesse Williams, aren't you half black? What's going on? Like, why are you speaking out? Like, and they're saying things that are just the truth.
Yeah.
They're saying things that are American history.
Truth
period.
is dangerous in
Truth
America.
is dangerous,
Yes.
and people don't want to hear it. And so it's like when Beyonce gets pushed back for a video,
Yeah.
then you know we're in trouble. You know we're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, God, it's just sad. I like you say. There's times I feel hopeless too. Sometimes I feel frustrated.
Yeah.
But I try. I'm an eternal optimist on some weird level. So I always try to think, okay, if I keep pushing through and we keep pushing through, something has to change.
And you have to keep pushing through.
Yeah.
You must. Because if you don't, we got you.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
Why you want to roll over and play dead?
Yeah.
That doesn't really help anything, right? It doesn't help anything at all.
Really.
Now, I ask my guests the same 2 questions. I never prep them. You guys know at home. I never prep them. So here's what they are.
You're scaring me
I guess
now.
I'm scared. I'm like, what did you do back in 19? Okay. Okay, so these are actually 2 benign questions. These are 2 questions. Okay, so I asked the same questions. I believe in language. And obviously you're a songwriter, so you know about language. What word do you think we should take out of our vocabulary? Just
Nigga.
not say it. So
Nigga.
that's like you said earlier.
Nigga.
Yes. Say it 10 times. That's right. Never say it
Right,
again.
nigga.
Yes.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And what word? Oh, that's you. You like bitch? No. You get it out. No more bitches. No more bitches. Even though I say it comically, I don't know.
There's always gonna be bitches.
It's always bitches. That's off camera, you guys. That's off camera. That's our studio audience off camera. She's like, no more bitches.
Really?
Yeah, like, no bitches. But when words can't, I mean, people try to play it off like words don't hurt or words can't stop you from
words
progress.
matter, yeah.
Words do matter.
Amen.
And I try to choose my word. Like I said, I don't say minority anymore. I try to choose my words.
Yeah.
Especially as black people, we know how to speak to
Yeah.
get our point across because that's what they're looking for us not to speak correctly. They're looking for us to not be able to articulate what we feel.
Right.
And we can.
Oh,
we're some of the best orators out there. I mean, Martin Luther King Jr. was like one of the best orators ever.
Absolutely.
Even Reverend Jesse Jackson, another great orator.
Yeah.
People who know how to speak.
Yes.
And they say we need how to speak that. So what word do you think we should bring back in our vocabulary or say more of?
Togetherness.
Oh, I like that. That's something that's universal and also specific to us.
You're right.
It's like we don't say together. We don't say together enough, do we?
We used to. There
We
was
did,
a
yeah.
time when we started talking about black is beautiful. And all
Yes,
that
I remember
stuff,
that as a
and-
kid. Everything, yeah.
And we completely lost that. I think on purpose somebody planted the wrong seeds.
Yeah.
I remember the sisters used to wear these beautiful natural hairdos, and they go to work and they come home crying because the white girl on the job had told them you can't do this, or they challenged them in some way or another. And I remember one day I heard a sister say, it made me so sad. Shit, I ain't making no money. I gotta get some chemicals. I gotta get some chemicals. Mean they're gonna start straightening their hair again.
And back there it hurt. there was lye relaxer. I mean, it was like that stuff hurt back then. It was not like it is today.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I relaxed my hair, I cried. I was all dead again back then. Now they get the stuff that doesn't. It's okay.
I know what you mean.
Woo!
I've been there too.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been there. It's like the first time I did, I was like, this is not really fun.
Nope.
Like, why am I doing this?
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. But you made a good point because actually, as you just said that the relevance, there was in the news recently that a company said that you can't have locks at work because it looks messy.
I saw that.
It looks messy. Well, I mean, I almost started cussing right now. I was like, what does that mean? I mean, messy. Like, what is that? I mean, what is that? Messy? Really? It looks messy.
There ain't no answer for something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, when I heard that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I've seen some beautiful locks that look. I mean, they're not. I mean, there's all kinds of locks. It's not even one type. It's not even one type.
Yep. But that's why they call it dread.
Yeah.
Locks.
Yes.
Because they dread to see people come with locks. That's the truth.
No, I know. I get it. I get it. But just start with the hairstyles. That's like the first thing of saying that's not beautiful. Don't have a natural. Don't have this. You got to straighten that hair out. Don't even have curly hair. Don't even have curly hair. Like, there's something wrong with that.
You know, my theory is, since your scalp is the closest thing to your brain, the way you wear your hair shows how you feel.
Interesting. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that way before. I like that. Mm-hmm. I do. Now, okay, so now this book was mainly about you growing up and the early years.
Shows where your head is.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Where's the next book that really gets into all the later stuff? And why are you coughing? What's going on? Why are you looking to the side?
No, I'm working on it.
Like you are? Okay.
Matter of fact, I worked on it. Right now, I should be working on it. But what I did, this took me 40 years.
Yeah.
I wrote a little bit and I walked away from it. I wrote some more and I walked away. Finally, I decided last year to refine it, put it all together, and make a book. Then I realized I couldn't get my whole life into one volume.
That's amazing.
Without being bored and probably. So I decided to break it up. So this is until I was 12.
Yeah.
What my family went through as sharecroppers.
Amazing stuff.
Man.
Yeah.
And what we went through and how vicious some of the people.
And you didn't spare any detail. Like, you really went into it.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate it. That was good. You talk about it.
Well, I don't know no other way to do it.
Yeah.
So now I have written the other part of my book, basically, but I'm not really working on it. I said I was working on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So what I got to do now is I'm about to move.
Okay.
And it's going to be quite a chore for me to move.
Okay.
It is.
Moving isn't fun anyway, so I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah. So after I move, I have a room in my new house.
He just said his new house, folks. I'm all right. He has money. You've got some money. His new house. Mm-hmm. Not condo, not apartment. He said his new house. I got the idea.
I have room in this old house I'm moving in.
Yeah.
That I have designated just for me to go in there and sit down and start working on the rest of my life.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Because this book, you did a great job. I mean, as I said, it's really, nothing was spared. You talked about it all. And I look forward to seeing the next chapter. I'm like, it's really good.
Well, I got to make you wait for a while.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. I guess I'll wait. I am kind of patient, I guess, a little bit.
All right.
Charles, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
You have to come back. I can talk to you for like 5 or 6 hours. So you have to come back.
No doubt I will.
Okay, very good.
I will.
Where can you get the book? Yes.
Yes, can we get it? I was going to say that. I'm a professional. So let me say it. Where can you get the book?
You can get it at Amazon.com, Barnes & Nobles, my website, expressyourself.net.
That's right. And it's a good website. I went on there and everything's in order. And you have everything about the book, the CDs, everything. It's good stuff. It's an easy to go through website.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you said that because I can't stand going there.
Yeah. Yours was, they say most websites it should be 2 clicks, that's it to get anywhere. And your website's like that.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Thank you.
Whoever did it, they did a great job for you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of information there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good
So
stuff.
y'all come to expressyourself.net. I'm waiting for you.
He's waiting for you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is another edition of Breaking Into. You can follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. Follow my Facebook page, Breaking Into, where I have more information on him on that page as we speak. You can use my hashtag Breaking Into on Twitter, and I'm at James Lott Jr. and Jr. is spelled out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Don't give him a jail record.
From producers Maria Menounos, Gary O'Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.